Chapter 1. The Easter Duckling That Couldn't Swim. Oblivious grandmother surprised my parents and gave us our worst pet ever, a newborn fuzzy yellow duckling. We preferred Chocolate and Peeps to any live animal, but we accepted her gift and named him Candy. Candy was cute and soft and cuddly, but with 2 hungry cats in the house, it was only a matter of time before we woke up to scattered feathers on the couch and satisfied felines burping and flossing their teeth. Meow! We begged Mom to let us bathe with Candy. Who knew his sensitive feathers didn't need Clairol hair conditioner? It took less than 72 hours for my parents to conclude it was time to find a new home for our unsolicited and impractical Easter gift. We were shocked when neighborhood families refused our free offer of an adorable duckling. Didn't they calculate how many eggs Candy would lay once he matured? The cats watched wistfully as we loaded the duckling into the family station wagon in a shoebox with pencil-sized breathing holes punched in the lid. On Saturday morning, we drove from our suburban home to central Denver. City Park was a frequent family picnic destination because Mom's OB/GYN office was nearby. She was pregnant 72 months before I turned 12. So I was expected to watch my siblings in the locked car while my parents visited the doctor for routine checkups. Babysitting 5 children in a cramped vehicle for an hour was a nightmare. My goal was to prevent anyone from escaping the car and getting lost or kidnapped before my parents returned. Within minutes, Mark and I were flicking each other's ears and testing how much eardrum pain we could inflict upon each other. Whoever yelled, "Stop!" or started crying first lost the game. After the ringing in my ears subsided, I jumped into the driver's seat and pretended to drive. I toyed with the windshield wipers, turn signals, and emergency flashers, and honked the horn several times to the tune of "Mary Had a Little Lamb." "Cut it out!" Carrie and Diane yelled after the 8th note. "You're scaring Candy." "We have Candy?" I asked. The verbal gag involving our pet's name never got old. My sisters clicked their tongues in disgust at my immaturity and lack of musical talent. Eventually, we all tired from teasing, pinching, hitting, and mocking each other, and sat in bored silence until Mom and Dad reemerged from the building. My parents lit cigarettes the moment they sat inside the car. "What took so long?" I asked. "The usual. Our doctor was running late." We never asked Mom how her pregnancy was processing. We assumed everything was fine, and besides, we had some pent-up complaining to do. "I'm tired of sitting in the hot car. When can we start having some fun? We're starving. That is the longest hour of my life." Steve honked the horn to Itsy Bitsy Spider. It was "Mary Had a Little Lamb," you moron. You flunked lullaby class. Grumbling about our morning was far more rewarding than discussing the uneventful probability of yet another annoying sibling joining us in a few weeks. Dad knew how to change the mood. "Ready to go feed the ducks?" Sometimes griping about everything we could think of paid dividends. Not because we were on the right side of justice, but because bored children are easier to bribe than we knew. We loved providing the ducks and swans at the lake pieces of stale bread ripped from our sandwiches. I reminded my brothers and sisters to save the crusts and uneaten potato chips for the undernourished wildlife. Throwing food at hungry water birds excited us more than eating our lunch, so after 4 big bites, we ran to the lake to see if any of the ducks recognized our delicious treats, or us. We almost forgot we came to say goodbye to our fuzzy duckling. "I thought you said you were hungry," Mom lamented as we scurried toward the water. "Don't push each other in," Dad warned. My parents didn't share our enthusiasm for tossing the majority of our lunches into the water, so they stayed seated on the bedspread we brought for such occasions. They'd starve to death without us. A few minutes later, Dad carried Candy toward the shallow end of the lake and gently tossed the frightened baby duckling into the calm water. We expected he would get used to the water, make friends with other swimming waterfowl, paddle away, and enjoy a long and healthy life. We waved goodbye to our favorite and only family duckling. "So long, Candy. Live forever. Bye, Ducky. We'll visit you often." Lay plenty of eggs. Don't fly south. Candy's a lucky duck. We'd never experienced a proper farewell to a living pet before. Normally, we whispered our eulogies through sniffles and tears after a pet suddenly died, or while we were flushing the rigid body down the swirling toilet bowl. Mom looked relieved to offload Candy. She disliked him from the beginning, especially since he was given to us without prior consent of my parents. She didn't get along with my vain grandmother, and this was reason number 127 to badmouth her holiday gifting skills. Then the unexpected happened. A panicked look crossed my parents' faces. "What the hell?" my father muttered. "Oh my God!" Mom screamed. "He's drowning! Do something!" "Jesus H. Christ!" Dad yelled, and he threw his hands into the air with disgust. "He's gonna die!" Candy had difficulty treading water and looked like he was about to sink out of sight beneath the water. Mortified, the family pet might drown in front of his terrified kids. My father half-heartedly waded into the shallow lake in his pressed slacks and dress shoes to rescue him. "Dad will save you." We weren't sure whether to act happy or sad. What duck can't swim? Was Candy retarded or just lazy? Now my parents were angry. This wasn't supposed to happen. Unforeseen pet deaths on a family picnic in front of 6 impressionable children tend to ruin the joyous mood. I'm certain they didn't have a plan B to fall back on. We dried Candy off with stained picnic napkins and unused pieces of bread. Leonard housekeeping tip: when cotton towels are unavailable, try drying wet feathers with fresh white bread. It's an excellent absorbent. I tried my best to convince my irritated folks we should accept this sudden twist of fate as a divine sign. An unexpected gift from the heavens telling us we were supposed to raise our rescued pet into adulthood. Dad shook his head no. The decision was irreversible. Determined not to further traumatize us by allowing us to watch him snap the duck's neck in half, we were ordered to head toward the car. Now! "But Dad, damn it, I said now." This is the worst family picnic ever. Life is so unfair. Mom grabbed the picnic basket and dirty bedspread and led us to the parking lot. After we were herded into the vehicle, Dad transported Candy in his box back to the lake. My sister started crying. "Mom, Candy will drown," Carrie wailed. "Or get killed by a wolf," moaned Diane, age 4. "There are no wolves in City Park," I corrected. "He'll probably get eaten by a hungry fox." Louder cries. "That's enough," Mom said. I was just being honest. Dad walked toward the lake. He laid the box on the ground under an old oak tree and slid the lid off. Satisfied, he turned toward us, head down, and approached the car. He climbed in and started the engine. After he took a long drag from his cigarette, he spoke. "He'll be fine. This way, he can take his time and learn to swim," Dad stated with false assurance. Mom muttered something underneath her breath as we sped out of the parking lot. If Candy didn't drown, I hope a hungry predator didn't swallow him. At least, not until nightfall. Even though I wanted another sandwich, I knew enough to keep quiet until we arrived home. After that pet fiasco, we never spent another Easter at my grandma's house, just to be safe.